Coming up on UI7 Newsbreak, a former U of I grad student is formally charged in the kidnapping of another student.
Then, Prairie Farms Fall Festival gives guests a chance to see the apple cider making process.
Later, a local costume shop features magicians to kick off the Halloween season.
UI7 Newsbreak starts now. Good morning and welcome to UI7 Newsbreak. I'm Krista Temple.
And I'm Ryan Wilson.
An indictment against former University of Illinois graduate student Brent Christianson is being returned by a federal grand jury.
Christianson was charged with the kidnapping and ultimately the death of Ying Zhang on June 9, 2017. The U.S. Attorney General will make the decision whether the government will seek the death penalty. This decision will remain confidential until it's decided whether to seek the death penalty. The superseding indictment that was recently returned finds that at the time of the offense, Christianson was at more than 18 years of age, the victim was intentionally killed by the defendant caused serious bodily injuries that resulted in the death of the victim, the defendant contemplated that a person's life would be taken or lethal force would be used, and the victim died as a result. The indictment finds that Christianson committed the offense in a cruel or corrupt manner which involved physical abuse or torture to the victim. The indictment also charges Christianson with stating false accusations to the FBI on 2 occasions. If Christianson is found that allegations are false, each of his offenses are punishable for up to 5 years in prison. The pending trial date for Christianson will be held in Urbana on February 27, 2018.
The University of Illinois is seeing some changes this week, but for a good cause. Students and local residents can expect a completed amusement ride and other entertainment on Friday to kick off the U of I's newest campaign. Construction workers on the U of I campus have been building all week to prepare for the largest fundraiser the university has seen. At the south entrance of the main quad, students can see a tent where lunch will be served. It will be open to the public as a way to increase interest in the billion-dollar-plus fundraiser the school is hosting. The university's last campaign ended in 2011, when they earned more than $2.4 billion. This year, funds raised will go to several causes on campus, including the renovation of Altgeld Hall and scholarships for students. Barry Benson, the Vice Chancellor for Advancement, says the new campaign is a fun way to include everyone who has been part of the university throughout the years.
It's a way for us to really celebrate all that this institution is, and as well as to engage our alumni, our donors, our students, our faculty, and the community at large. So we wanted to create an exclusive experience that was unlike anything else that this campus or community has seen.
To learn more about the construction and campaign, students and faculty can go to the State Farm Center Friday evening for a TED Talk and multimedia presentations highlighting the impact the U of I has made.
The Center for Disease Control and Prevention, or CDC, is preparing for flu season by advising the public to get vaccinated. The CDC sent out a statement trying to clear up some misconceptions about the flu vaccine to give the public knowledge about how to avoid the deadly virus. A common misconception about the flu vaccine is that the flu shot can give you influenza. The CDC says this, however, is not true. Getting vaccinated actually decreases the likelihood of getting the flu by 40 to 60%. The CDC urges the public to get vaccinated due to the deadly effects of contracting influenza. On average, the flu kills 24,000 Americans each year. The CDC notes it's about 2 weeks for the vaccine to kick in after it's administered, and that everyone from 6 months on up can and should get vaccinated.
Community members visit the Japan House to enjoy the moon of the harvest through the Japanese lens. UI7 Newsbreak's Emma Lee takes us in for a closer look.
Tsukimi, known as moon viewing, is an annual Japanese tradition held at the Japan House. This year, however, is a little different. With no sign of the moon and heavy clouds in the sky, people still come with friends and families to find out what is being offered. Champaign residents Faye Lash and Joyce Meyer say moon viewing is a new experience for them.
Yeah, I think one of the nice things was that it didn't really have any expectations, so it was just really being open to what would occur and paying attention to the environment and just a sense that I had of peacefulness.
They immerse themselves in the Japanese moon viewing culture through listening to a presentation about moon viewing, watch how a tea ceremony is done, and taste the little moon-shaped sweet. Live music performance is provided by the Japan House Center to create a good environment for the moon viewing event. Jeffrey Edom is an intern at the Japan House, and he thinks people should take full advantage of this event.
In life, we usually don't have a chance to like just sit down. We're always going, gotta go to work, gotta make dinner, gotta do chores. So it's nice when you get your family and friends together and just sit and watch the moon.
For Meyer, the Japan House is putting in efforts to integrate the Japanese culture into the CU community.
I think it's very important to have all the cultures represented and be able to learn about each other.
They also say they look forward to coming back to the Japan House in the future. In Urbana, I'm Emma Lee, UI7 Newsbreak.
For many, a sunny afternoon in October means spending time looking for pumpkins and picking apples. UI7 Newsbreak's Sammy McQueen tells us why the Curtis Apple Orchard has been doing just that for years.
With the clanky wheels of an old red wagon, visitors to the Curtis Orchard look through piles of pumpkins, hoping to find the perfect one.
This is about the peak season.
Aaron Curtis Graham is the office manager at the orchard and says it was founded on a 150-year-old farm by his great-grandfather, George Francis Curtis.
Paul and Joyce Curtis, my grandparents, founded the farm. They started in 1977 with the first apple trees. So our apple orchard itself, the 24 acres, it's about 6,000 trees.
Picking pumpkins and apples are not the only activities at the orchard. You can feed goats and chickens at the petting zoo.
It's a beautiful day here at the Apple Orchard, and employees are saying that this has been the busiest day of the week due to the weather.
Yesterday was a little bit rough in terms of weather, but that's why we're kind of making up for it today. This weekend and next weekend are typically the top of the top in terms of busiest parts of the season.
But families are not the only ones that visit. These three college students say they love being here to bond together.
I really like it. I think it's one of the most amazing places to visit while you're in the Champaign area.
It's really family friendly too. There's a lot of families here. I know they have a petting zoo too, and I like seeing the little goats. Yeah, we want to see the goats.
We're excited.
Pumpkins and apples are not the only foods that are hard to make a decision picking. You can find a wide variety of honey butter, apple cider donuts, and freshly baked pies at the bakery. Aaron Curtis Graham says the orchard has been in the family for quite some time.
It's owned by 3 individuals now, and I think it's 7 generations of Curtises that were represented here.
In Champaign, I'm Samantha McQueen, UI7 Newsbreak.
Coming up after the break, we'll take a look at more fall fun.
Later, UI7's Dylon Hopp gives us more information about how to enjoy the season.
There. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Can I tell you another one? So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it. What's Beethoven's favorite fruit? Banana. What is a boxer's favorite drink? Fruit punch.
Open road, here comes the Heffley family.
Whether it's a short trip or a long haul.
Estimated time, 47 hours.
They will beg.
You're hungry? I'm happy to provide.
They will plead.
Deep fried butter on a stick.
But whatever you do, don't wimp out.
Now you're talking.
Make them buckle up.
He can't hurt.
Remember, safety first. Cheese curls second.
Are you orange?
Prairie Fruits Farm and Creamery hosted a fall festival on Sunday featuring their manual apple cider press. While there, visitors had the chance to taste the freshly made gelato and cider. Many families in the Champaign-Urbana community visited Prairie Fruits Farm and Creamery for their fall festival. Oliver Ferguson and his 4-year-old son Spencer live in Champaign and found something new at the farm.
I've actually never seen cider being made.
They start with whole apples, which are put into the hopper of the press. There's a basket underneath the press that is lined with mesh and collects the ground-up apples. Leslie Cooperband says that the juice is then pressed out of the apples and into a bucket that collects the fresh cider.
It's just a hand crank system, and so it just takes a lot of human muscle power to get the juice out.
Cooperband says they run the press based on how many apples they have. This year's smaller apple crop has only allowed for 2 pressings, so today's visitors are lucky. Kids both young and old are enjoying fall activities here at Prairie Fruits Farm and Creamery. Visitors say this is a great way to enjoy the beautiful fall weather. The Fergusons were one of many families that took advantage of the fall day.
So went on a hayride, and now we're sampling some of the food they have here.
Visitors could purchase Lucky Pierre Baker's specialty donuts, as well as Prairie Fruits goat milk gelato and cheese. The milk for the gelato and cheese comes from the friendly goats on the farm.
My son enjoys playing with the goats, so he's feeding the goats.
The herd of about 75 milking does is always one of the main attractions at the farm, but today the cider press was a favorite.
So it was actually good to see it being made and get a cup of it right from the cider press. So that was quite fun.
Prairie Fruits Farm and Creamery is open Saturday and Sunday afternoons with more special events throughout the fall. In Champaign for UI7 Newsbreak, I'm Krista Temple.
Leaves around the U of I campus are beginning to change with the start of the fall season. Soon H will put on a bright display of fall colors. These fall colors are produced in leaves all year long. However, they are typically masked by the green chlorophyll pigment. When fall temperatures drop and days are shorter, the chlorophyll breaks down quickly and disappears. This process allows for other colors in the leaves to shine through. Fall leaves will continue to change until the freezing cold temperatures sweep the Midwest, stopping the coloration and blackening the leaves.
Champaign's own costume shop, Dylon Company, has brought magic into the heart of the city. UI7 Newsbreak's Dylon Hopp takes us behind the scenes.
It's beginning to look a lot like Halloween. This past weekend, local Champaign business Dylon Company hosted their 29th annual Magic Weekend. Magicians hailing from surrounding cities came into Champaign for this event. One performer is Christopher Bonches, the former national president of the Society of American Magicians.
Actually, I started about at birth. Both my parents were magicians. My first trick was appearing.
Bonches is a legacy magician, as his father was also a president of the Society of American Magicians. He's been performing his whole life. Invisible! Magician Justin Dudley, stage name The Amazing Dudley, has also come to Champaign for years now to participate in Magic Weekend.
Being fresh into magic, you was always a rock star, going back and learning about magic, and they always made you feel special, and a lot of good memories here at Dylon Company. It's a pretty awesome place.
Here with the amazing Dudley at Dylon Co. He's going to present a trick for me. He's been doing this for how many years?
Too long, since I've been about 7 years old. So.
Since he was 7, so here's the trick.
I tell you what, we'll try this one more time. We'll take this one right there, 2, take the 2 in my pocket. They can come from my pocket, up my sleeve, down my arm, into my hand. Tap the back of my hand right there. Just tap it like this.
Wow.
The majority of the audience were young kids, so Dylon Company hosted mini-games as well during the breaks between shows.
The best part about being a magician is getting to see the reactions of people when they experience the wonder that magic creates.
For his finale, the amazing Dudley presented a trick involving drawing silks out of a hat until finally he draws out an American flag. The secret, he says? It's magic. For UI7 News in Champaign, Illinois, I'm Dylon Hopp.
Magic is something that's always fascinated me ever since I was a kid.
I know, right? And it seems like the kids in that story were just fascinated by the magic, and the magicians were very interesting, and they had some neat tricks, it seems. I wish I would have been there. I know. Now, for more of our stories, please follow us on Facebook.
Or see more of our stories on our YouTube page.
That's all we have for this edition of UI7 Newsbreak.
Thanks for watching and have a great day.